Hey you guys, welcome back to Catching Waves Yoga with me, Leslie, and you all know that's Lenny. Who knows where Finn is right now? He's probably hiding upstairs. I hope you guys are doing well and have had a decent week so far. I know I have. You know, as a teacher at school, not as a yoga teacher, but as an art teacher, there is ups and downs with things that are out of my control, and all I can do and all you can do when you have any of these things that may cause frustration is just remember that it all comes and goes. You take one day at a time, you meet the challenge head on, and you get to choose how you feel about it, right? I think that's the coolest thing to remember is that any thought that we have, we're in control of it. Now, if you let your brain run wild, you might just have some chaos going on up there, right? But at the end of the day, you can stop and think, is this serving me or is it not? And if it's a thought that's negative and not really serving you, then you change it, right? So, Lenny, you guys know he likes to like wrestle me right now. Helmet calms the cat. Anyways, as I was saying, when you guys have those negative thoughts, it's really easy to get overwhelmed and to think that things can't change. But if you just take a moment for yourself to just breathe and to really think about the situation at hand, there's usually things that you can do to problem solve, to get through it, and to even just change your state of mind. So at the end of the day, that's the one thing I want you to remember is you are in control of your thoughts. You can choose to be happy and healthy and positive, or you can choose to be negative and be stuck in that negativity. But you are the one that makes that call. And it all starts here. And then what happens up here starts to come through our body. So if we are negative, we're tense and we're stiff and we're stressed, and that's when you start to get all of these medical things. But if we're positive, you start to loosen up a little bit, right? You feel this flow, this ease within your body, and you also start to feel healthier because of it, or even making healthier life choices. So it is all so connected, and you guys know that. This is why you keep showing up. You get these teeny tiny little bits of wisdom every time. So with that, I think I've chatted enough that enough of you are probably joining. If you are here, remember, give me like a thumbs up or a heart or something. Tell me that you're here. I did request that you guys share something you're grateful for in the comments, because if we can always come back to what we're grateful for, that is like the key to changing your mindset into that positivity. So I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for being here, building this community with you guys, and just giving you an outlet every single Thursday, whether it's you show up because of my pets or my terrible jokes, or you show up because you truly want to find that peace within your body and within your mind. Maybe you're a fellow TOS person and you show up because you feel like you don't have other alternatives. Whatever that is, just know that I'm grateful that you guys are here, and I'm grateful that I get to serve you guys in this way. So with all of that, I think I talked enough that I need a drink of water. Come on, you guys. I promise it wasn't that bad day at school. It was actually a really good day. Hopefully you guys are ready for some yoga now. If you got your watches and you want to start them, you can do that. Make your way down to the floor if you have not already. Sit as comfortably as you would like, whether your legs are crossed or out in front. Just be tall throughout your spine. Lift your chest, loop those shoulders back and down, and then go ahead and close your eyes. We work on our breath work here. So take a big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, press it out through the mouth. Engage your core. Inhale. Exhale, press it out through the mouth again. In and out. Great. Just let your breath come in and out through the nose. In for 4 counts. In. Hold it for 4 counts. And exhale for 4. Hold it for 4. Catch your breath in and out. And then just let it come to a normal rhythm. That 4 count that we just did, that's a box breath. And it is truly amazing. Anytime you are feeling anxious, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling anything that is just a bit of overwhelm, start to just use that breath. We call it the box breath, and you can count on your fingers as you breathe in and as you hold it and exhale, right? And it's a way to just calm your entire nervous system. And it is such a useful tool. If your mind is running at night, do the box breath. If you're feeling anxious, do the box breath. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you guessed it, do the box breath. All right, I hope you're still breathing. Take another big inhale. And exhale. Make sure you're sitting up tall here. Inhaling in. And out. With that next inhale, bring your left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly. Take a big breath. Feel your chest, feel your belly lift at the same time. In. And on an exhale, engage that core. Pull it in nice and tight. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that rhythm going, expanding through the front side of your body and contracting with that exhale. And almost think of your upper body as like an accordion, where we're literally filling up our lungs and then pressing that air out. Do 2 more just like that. In, out. Last one, in and out. Great job. Go ahead and bring your hands back to your knees. You can open your eyes, or you can just listen to my voice. Take a big inhale. I want you to look up. Lengthen through your arms here as you kind of lean your body back just slightly. Chin goes high, eyes go to the sky. Take a big breath in. And on an exhale, keep your body where it is. Just tuck your chin into your chest. Feel the length through the back of your spine, through your neck. Inhale, look up, slow and controlled. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest, and we're going to keep that momentum going as we pull our back towards the back wall here, curling through like your body's becoming this letter C. Chin into your chest, let your legs get heavy down into the mat, and just breathe, holding it here. With that next inhale, really press your tailbone into the ground. Start to roll up through your hips, low back, mid back, upper back. Lengthen your gaze all the way up to the sky. And exhale, chin to chest, rolling it through. Getting a little bit of spinal movement before we get into the practice. Inhale, rolling ourselves up, looking up. And exhale, round, chin to chest. Great job. Inhale, come back to center, sitting up tall. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Big stretch, really lengthen through your arms here. And as you exhale, just release that right palm down. If you have any issues in your shoulder, you can bring that hand to your shoulder. You can even bring it down towards your hip as well. I want you guys all to begin leaning over to the right side. If your arm is above you, try to look under that bicep, turning your chest towards the sky. And you can stay right here with your arm bent, or you can begin to walk that right hand out, coming down onto the forearm, feeling that deep stretch through the left side of your body. Take a big inhale, feel your rib cage expand towards the sky. Exhale, contract those abs, press the air out. Inhale. Exhale. One more just like that. In and out. Inhale, come all the way back up to center. Lengthen through your arms, big stretch here. And as you exhale, just release that left arm down. Lean to the left. chest to the sky. Feel that deep stretch. And then again, choose to stay here, modify the arms, or even begin to come down onto that left forearm. Try not to let that right leg come up. Try to keep it heavy to the mat. Big breath in and out. Inhale and exhale. One more, just like that. In and out. Great, come all the way up. Arms up and overhead, big stretch. And exhale, float your hands down to the mat. Inhale, lift your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, loop them back and down your spine. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower. Great. Inhale, bring your arms out in front of you. Both of your palms together. Point your fingers at me. Send me all of your loving energy. Yep, I'm sending you mine. Sorry, deal with it. Take a big breath in. And on an exhale, glide that right arm across your body. Open it to that back wall. Look over your right shoulder. Make sure you're sitting up tall again. Begin to just acknowledge what's going on in your body. Maybe you're holding in tension in your jaw. Maybe it's in your forehead, your legs. Just notice it and try to release it. Big breath in. And on the exhale, bring that right hand forward. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, send that left arm back. Look over your left shoulder, sitting up nice and tall. Keep that chest lifted. Focus on that breath. Big inhale. And exhale. In and out. One more breath here. In. Exhale, send it forward. Great job. I want you to release your elbows down to your side. Palms are going to open up towards the ceiling. Really take your shoulders back and down your spine, trying to wrap your shoulder blades around like you're trying to hold a pencil between them. Take a big breath in. And on an exhale, pull your thumbs towards that back wall, keeping your elbows right in at your side so we can really work on some shoulder strength. Inhale, bring them forward. Exhale, send them back. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. Keep it going with your breath. Don't forget to smile. Get rid of all of that stress. You don't need it. 2 more. And really creating that resistance within yourself. Great job. Come back to center, and we're going to go on to all fours. So bring your knees under your hips. Wrists come directly under your shoulders here. Go ahead and curl your toes under. Spread all 10 fingertips nice and wide. And press into your hands so you can feel your body lifting away from the floor. Nice flat back. Send your gaze out past your nose. Take a big inhale. And exhale. Great job. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your hips, send your gaze forward. And on an exhale, round through, chin to chest, upper back goes towards the sky. Press into your hands here. Inhale, lengthen, drop your belly. And exhale, round, chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. In and out. Great job. Come back into our neutral tabletop position. Take a big breath in. And on an exhale, really press into your feet. Lift your tailbone all the way up to the sky. You can keep a big bend in your knees if you'd like, or even have your heels lifted. To really lengthen through your arms. Sink your chest towards your thighs here. Press in your index finger pad and your thumb pads, really engaging your arms. Take a big breath in and out. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or walk all the way to the front of your mat. And then release your upper body over your lower body, coming into our forward fold. You're going to have a deep bend here in your legs so we can again release through that low back. Just allow your chin to fall to your chest, letting your neck breathe. giving it length. Inhale, glide your hands all the way up to your thighs. Straighten your legs, straighten your upper body. Send your gaze past your nose into our halfway lift. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, forward fold. Again, you can bend your knees if you would like, or you can just release your upper body forward. Relaxing through your neck here. Inhale, lengthen, coming into our halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slow and controlled. We're going to roll all the way up to standing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Loop those shoulders up, back and down. Hands spread wide right at your legs here. Close your eyes and just take a moment to just breathe. Big inhale. And exhale. And again, bring that awareness into your feet right now. Feel all 4 corners from the front to the back of your feet pressing into the ground. Seeing if you can get a little taller here. Notice if your hips are going back. Try to press your hips forward. Inhale. And exhale. Slight bend in your knees. Inhale, drop your hands down. Draw a giant circle as you stand all the way back up. Slight back bend at the top. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and plant your palms. We're going to angle our fingers slightly towards the edge of our mat here. And then step 1 foot back and the other, shifting into a plank. So sending our body weight forward just slightly, keeping your wrists directly under your shoulders. Find your balance here. Pull your belly button towards your spine. Take a big breath in and out. And if a high plank is too much, you can always take a modified down on your knees. Find your balance wherever you're at. Focus on that breath. Big inhale. Exhale, engage your core. Press it out. Inhale. And on that next exhale, keep your elbows into your side and slow and controlled. Release your upper body all the way down. Belly kisses the mat. Uncurl your toes. Inhale, press into your hands, but only lift your head, chin, and chest away from the mat into a baby cobra here. Press into the tops of your feet. Take a big breath in. And on an exhale, release your forehead all the way down. Relax through your entire body. Inhale, lifting baby cobra. And exhale, release. Inhale, really press into your hands, lengthen through your arms, coming all the way up into our upward facing dog. Engage your glutes, keep that low back nice and safe, you guys. Feel that deep stretch through the front side of our body, the exact opposite movement of what you're doing almost all day long. So beneficial. One more breath here, in. And on an exhale, send your hips to your heels. And you can open your knees as wide as your mat. Bring those big toes into touch. And then continue your journey all the way down to the floor. Release your forehead down to the mat. Keep your arms extended overhead or bring them back by your shoulders. And just take this moment to just surrender. Acknowledge what's going on in your body, in your mind. Maybe your mind just hasn't even shut off yet, and that's okay. Those thoughts are going to come and go. We have over 70,000 thoughts. It's not easy to just shut them off, but what is easy is to just acknowledge that we're having them. Acknowledge what we're allowing to affect us. Tell yourself it's a thought and let it pass. So with that, close your eyes if you haven't already. Take a big inhale. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. One more, in and out. Great job. Just let it come to a normal rhythm, in and out through your nose. Bring a big smile onto your lips. And I want you to think of one thing that you're grateful for from today. And with that next inhale, find your flow all the way up to our tabletop position. Knees come under your hips, wrists directly underneath of your shoulders. Go ahead and curl your toes under. Take a big inhale. And on that exhale, send your hips all the way up to the sky. This time, trying to lengthen through your legs and sinking your heels a little closer to the mat. So again, if they're lifted, that's okay. It comes with practice. This is not something that you're just good at day 1 or even day 5. It comes with experience, exposure, and constant repetition, allowing your body to adjust, to adapt every time you show up. Take a big inhale. Exhale. See if you can sink your chest a little deeper towards your thighs here. Inhale, lift that left heel, drop that right heel, and then reverse. Just paddling through our feet for a moment, getting some extra length through the back sides of our legs. And one more breath here. And then come back to center. Take a big inhale. And exhale. Bend your knees, look forward, step or walk all the way to the front of your mat. And then forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees, big circle all the way up, slight back bend at the top. And exhale, just release your hands to your heart. Take a breath there, in and out. Great job. Go ahead and step to the center of your mat, facing directly towards your screen. Open your legs as wide as you are comfortable with. Make sure your toes are pointing forward and really pressing your hips forward here. Take a big inhale. Bring those arms up and overhead. Look up. And on an exhale, we're going to slow and controlled. Keep your arms lifted. Start to send your hips towards that back wall. Bend your knees just slightly, coming into our halfway lift. Holding it here, just allowing your body to adjust. And then exhale, forward fold all the way down, wide legs. Press your fingertips into the ground. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, holding it there. I want you to bring your left fingers directly underneath of your nose and then open that right arm all the way up. Focusing on your breath, turning that top thumb towards the wall behind you just slightly. Take a big breath in. And exhale, bring that right arm down. Plant those fingers. Inhale, left arm goes to the sky. Focusing on that breath, big inhale. And exhale. One more, in. And exhale, release it down. Bring your hands right on your hips. Bend those knees. Slow and controlled. We're going to come all the way up to standing. Keep those arms going up and overhead. Big stretch, slight back bend here. And exhale, release them down to your side. Go ahead and point your toes to the right side. We're going to lift the back foot coming up onto the ball of that left foot here. I want you to heel toe your right foot a little farther forward. And then when you're ready, we're going to sink into a high lunge here. Getting this front knee directly over that front ankle. Turning your hips towards the front wall. And take a big inhale. Lift those arms all the way up. Big breath. And exhale, let it go. See if you can slightly lean back here. Or send your arms a little straighter. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, press into that front foot, lift it up. And on an exhale, we're gonna sink it down in our legs and also drop your elbows at the same time. Inhale, arms go high, legs straightens. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, in and out. You can do it, 1 more. Great, holding it there. We're gonna spiral that back heel down. Toes are angled towards the center of your mat. And then go ahead, open your arms long. Turn your chest towards that front wall. And then go ahead and look over your front fingertips. Take a big breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. You guys are in warrior 2 right now. Like, you should feel powerful. Big breath in. And on an exhale, release that back arm down the back thigh. Send your front arm up to the sky into a reverse warrior. Big breath here. Exhale, see if you can sink a little lower in that front knee. 1 more big breath in. And on an exhale, we're going to come all the way forward, cartwheeling your hands down to the mat. Plant those palms, step it back, and move through your vinyasa. Inhaling into plank. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, lifting all the way up into up dog. And exhale, sending it back into our child's pose. You can always take a downward facing dog if you would like. Forehead comes all the way down to the floor. Close your eyes. You can bring your hands again back by your shoulders if you'd like. Just allow your shoulders to come forward. Focusing on that breath. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more just like that. In. And out. Great. Just let that breath come to a normal rhythm. In and out through your nose. Bring a big smile onto your lips. And I want you to think of a second thing that you're grateful for from today, but this time, be a little more specific. And with that next inhale, find your float all the way up to downward facing dog. You can pedal through your feet if you would like. Or you can take a moment to drop your hips to the left, feeling a stretch through the right side body, and then drop them to the right. Find what feels good for you. Find that movement that you just intuitively know your body needs. And then come back to center. Take a big inhale. And exhale. Bend those knees. Look forward. Step or walk all the way to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, big circle all the way up. Slight back bend at the top. Exhale, palms together at your heart. Take a breath in and out. Great job. Step to the center of your mat again. Open your legs as wide as you can. Send those toes forward. Don't forget to smile, you guys. Come on, you're moving your body. You're feeling good. You're working through the breath. All right, inhale, arms go up. Exhale, halfway lift. And then keep it going. Forward fold. Tuck your chin into your chest. Go ahead and bend your knees just slightly here. I want you to take your hands, interlace your fingers, and bring them to the base of your head. Inhale, we're gonna come into our halfway lift. Extend those elbows nice and wide. And exhale, fold. Elbows come down. Tuck your chin into your chest. No tugging here. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Elbows go wide. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more, just like that. In and out. Great. You can release your hands down. Press into that ground, lengthening up. And then bring right hand to hip, left hand to hip. Bend those knees, slow and controlled. Come all the way back up to standing. Arms go overhead, big stretch. And exhale, send yourself to the left. Point those toes towards the front side of your mat. Lift onto the ball of that back foot. Find your balance, unlike me here. And then again, make sure this front knee is directly over that ankle. And when you're ready, we're going to sink it down into our lunge. Make sure our hips are spiraled towards that front mat. Line them up with the corners. And then when you're ready, send those arms high. Big breath in here. Inhale. Exhale. And if it's too much with your arms lifted, you can always keep them at your hips. Just pull your shoulder blades back in space. Inhale, we're going to lift up, straighten through that front leg. Exhale, sink it down, elbows come down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower. In. Out. 2 more. Last one. Great job. Go ahead, plant that back heel down. Angle those toes towards the edge of your mat. Turn your chest towards your screen. Open your arms wide. Look over that front hand. Take a big breath in and out. See if you can sink a little lower here in your legs. If not, that's okay. You can always stay a little high. Again, it comes with time. Big breath. Let it go. Inhale, release that back arm down. Lengthen through your front arm here. And again, notice if you lift it up out of your hips. Try to sink it down a little bit. Find that one little barrier that you gotta reach. Don't go past it because you don't want to hurt yourself. But just meet it and know that each session we show up, we gain a little bit more of whatever it is you're looking for. Feel that shake. Bring it on. One more big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands all the way forward. Plant those palms. Step that left foot back and move through your vinyasa. Inhaling into up dog. And exhale, sending it back into our child's pose. And this time, if you've opened your knees wide on the mat every time, try to keep them into center. It's going to take a couple more breaths to fold all the way down. So you might feel a little tightness with your belly coming onto your thighs. And just allow your body to slowly come down to the mat. Big inhale. And exhale. You can have your arms extended overhead. Bring them to your shoulders. Or bring your hands all the way back by your heels. Palms open to the sky. And just really allow your shoulders to roll forward here. Big breath in. And out. Inhaling in. And out. Go ahead and bring a big smile onto your lips. And I want you to think of a third thing that you're grateful for right now in this current moment. And with your next breath, go ahead and bring your hands under your shoulders, press into the ground, and lift your entire upper body away from the floor, sending your hips to your heels. If this is too much pressure on your knees, you can go ahead and put a pillow right in between, or a towel or a blanket in between your thigh and your calf here, just to create a little extra space. Take a big inhale, lift those shoulders all the way up to your ears. Exhale, drop them back and down your spine. Make sure we're sitting up tall, chest lifted just slightly. Lift your nose just slightly. Take your right hand onto your chin. Glide it back in space so your ears are directly over your shoulders. Take a big breath in. And out. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. And exhale, release them down. Inhale, send them forward. Cross your left hand over your body. Catch your arm with your right hand here. And then look over that left shoulder. Just focusing on your breath here. Big inhale. And exhale. Great, go ahead and release. We're going to send it to the opposite side. So right arm crosses over the body. Catch that arm with your left hand. And then look over your right shoulder. Make sure we continue to lift up through our spine. Focus on your breath here. Big inhale. And exhale. One more. In. And out. Great. Bring those hands down. Lift your upper body away from the ground. Go ahead and curl those toes under. And then slow and controlled, walk your hands back, walk your body back, heels come to your hips. Hips come to your heels. Can't speak anymore, you guys. And again, if this is too much pressure, just lift up just slightly. Feeling that deep stretch through the base of your feet. Because you guys know, they carry us around. We need to support him. I think you've heard that a few times from me. Everything is connected. The top of your head, all the way down to your toes. So even if right now you're scowling so much that you could hold a pencil between your eyebrows, relax them. Notice your facial expression change. Notice your mood change. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's all connected. Take one more big breath in. And exhale, let it go. Send your body weight forward, legs go to one side, bring your bottom all the way down. Extend those legs out in front. And remove your buttocks from one side to the other so you can come all the way down into your sit bones. I want you to flex your toes towards your nose and rotate your big toes in towards one another just slightly. Naturally, our feet want to go open the opposite way so that we can gain that strength. Bring your hands right down at your hips and see if we can sit up even taller here. Shoulders go back. Take a big breath in. And out. And it's okay if you have your knees lifted just slightly here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms come all the way up, look up. And as you exhale, we're going to fold forward but hinge from the hips. Don't round through the spine. So I'd rather you come forward like this and release your arms down with a nice straight back, moving through your hips, than kind of crouching over. So again, find wherever you can connect hands to legs in a comfortable place. And if you can't reach the bottom of your feet, that's okay. Wherever you land, keep that back straight and just tuck your chin into your chest. Inhaling in and out. See if you can sink a little lower with that exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. In and out. Great. Inhale. Roll all the way up. Go ahead and plant the bottoms of your feet down. And I want you to extend those arms out in front, palms facing one another. Take a big breath in. And on an exhale, we're going to sink it back. Keep your back nice and straight. Engage your core. Pull your belly button into your spine here. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bring your body forward. Exhale. Sink it back. Lift your arms this time. Feel your core engage. It's everyone's favorite move right now. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, sink it back. Arms go high. Now you can hold it here if this is enough of a challenge for you. Or you can try to lift one leg and then the other. Again, making sure we're not rounding in our spine. Nice and straight. Pull your chest towards your knees here. Big breath in. Exhale, plant your feet. Bring it forward. Catch your shins. And just tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, lengthen. Arms come out. Let's do it again. Let's do it again, you guys. Send those arms up. Sink it back. And if you're brave, one leg comes up and then the other. Holding it here. Focus on that breath. See if you can lift your arms even higher. Oh my God, I'm shaking. Let that air go. One more big breath in. And exhale, go ahead and plant one foot and then the other. Keep your body, your upper body right where it's at. One more big breath in. And exhale, sink your whole upper body all the way down to the floor. Arms extend overhead, legs go long. Big stretch. Yawn if you need to. And on that exhale, pull your knees into your chest. Catch them with your hands. Give them a little tug here. Massaging through that lower back. And then find a moment for stillness. Take a big breath in. And out. I want you to bring your palms together right at your chest. And then we're going to send them through the knees. Catch the outside edges of your feet. And then send the bottoms of your feet all the way up to the sky. Happy baby pose. Just really allow the weight of your arms to pull down on your legs. And just let gravity do its thing. You can find a slight rock side to side. I mean, you can stay still if you want, but I mean, this is kind of fun. You can try to extend one leg and then the other, right? Just like a happy baby, playing around, exploring what our body can do. Maybe you want to change the positioning of your hand. Bring your peace fingers right onto your big toes, and again, try to lengthen through your legs. Finding that slight rock. Just take a moment to explore. And then with that next breath, bring the bottoms of your feet together. Release them to the center of your mat. Bring your hands right at your hips. Take a big inhale. And on an exhale, press into your thighs. Feel your low back opening up as we traction the spine just slightly. Inhale, release. Just let it relax. And exhale, press. Inhale, release. Exhale, press. One more just like that. In and out. Great job. Go ahead and relax your hands down to the floor. Palms open to the sky. You can keep your legs just like this, or you can extend them long and let your feet fall open as wide as the mat as we move into our Savasana. You guys made it. I'm so proud of you. You made it all the way through. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a big inhale. And exhale, let it go. And this is our time to just be still, to be present, and just breathe. And with that next inhale, go ahead and wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Bat your eyelashes open and closed. If you have time, you can always just check out and stay right here. Otherwise, go ahead and roll onto your side facing me. And we'll take a breath here. Inhaling in. And out. Inhale, press into the ground. Lift yourself away from the floor. Come on all the way up into our comfortable cross-legged seat. Hands in your lap. Go ahead and close your eyes. Sit up tall. Take a big inhale. And exhale. Bring your palms together all the way up to your forehead. Inhaling in. And out. Be kind in your thoughts to yourself and others. Bring your hands down to your lips. Inhaling in. And out. Be kind in your words to yourself and others. Just breathe. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Take a big inhale. And exhale. Be kind in your actions to yourself and others. Take one more big breath in. And on an exhale, bow forward. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for showing up again. Your favorite Thursday evening thing to do is to come and hang out with me. I'm sorry Lenny left. Apparently he was just not into it tonight. But I hope you guys are doing well. You are happy and you are healthy. And I will see you guys again soon. Bye.